Keshe Foundation, an independent, non-profit, non-religious, space-based organization founded by nuclear engineer Mehran Tavakoli Keshe, is introducing to humanity the science of the universe, plasma science. Keshe Foundation develops universal knowledge and space technologies that provide solutions to major global problems, revolutionizing agriculture, health, energy, transportation, materials, and more. The application of plasma science in the form of specially developed plasma reactors and other devices will give humanity the real freedom to travel in deep space. Plasma science exists throughout the whole universe. It is here and it belongs to you. Our knowledge, research, and development regarding the plasma structure has progressed to the point of enabling everyone to participate in the process. Become a creator and understand the work of the universe for the good of humankind on this planet as well as in space. The use of megravs, nanomaterials, GANs, liquid plasma, field plasma, and other plasma technologies have come as a new dawn for humanity to progress and work in harmony with the universe. Conventional technology applications are wasteful, damaging, and cause pollution to the planet and all living beings. Plasma science provides solutions and improves existing methods and use of resources in all aspects that touch the lives of all beings. Plasma is defined by the Foundation as an entire content of fields which accumulate and create matter and is not defined by its physical characteristics like ionization or temperature. Also, with plasma science, we understand how we can convert matter back to the fields. Quoting from Mr. Keshe, MEGRAV stands for magnetic gravitational, which means plasma absorbs or gives. And every plasma has the both. It has give and it has take. And when they can't find the balance, they distance themselves until they find the balance they can give to the others. That they can receive what they want to receive and give further. Certain atoms and molecules release and absorb magnetic or gravitational fields. Released fields are available to be absorbed by other objects. The Keshe Foundation has developed a way to gather these free-flowing fields from the environment within a resourceful and beneficial new state of transitional matter, which M.T. Keshe named GANs. The first step of the process of the formation of various basic types of GANs is nano-coating metals. This is carried out either chemically by etching, steam coating with sodium hydroxide, or thermally by heating, fire coating by gas burner. During either coating process, gaps between outermost layers of atoms are created. The residual coating is often referred to as nano-coating, defined by the structured layers of nanomaterial, which build up during the creation process of the coating. Nano-coated metal in interaction with other various metal plates in a saltwater solution creates megrav fields. These fields then attract available elements to form a specific GANs, which collects and settles at the bottom of the container. This GANs is formed from independent energized molecules like little suns that can be used in various applications.
Welcome everyone to the 194th Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, October 19th, 2017. And once again, we are honored to have Mr. Mayran Keshe of the Keshe Foundation. And we'll join with him to co-create a new future, perhaps, for mankind, as we do in the previous Knowledge Seekers workshops. I'm your host, Rick Crammond, and let's get into today's workshop. I think Mr. Keshe is waiting anxiously or not. Hello, Mr. Keshe, are you there?
Yes, good morning. Thank you very much. Good day to you, wherever and whenever you listen to these knowledge seekers programs. Very anxious to share knowledge and very, in a way, intrigued that most of the listeners around the world use the knowledge which is passed on. What is interesting, a lot of us uh, listen to these teachings and then we see how many people are turning it into a reality in practice, in making systems and using it for different aspects and seeing the result. Most of the things which we have seen developed by the knowledge seekers through this course of teachings over 3 years is matter state systems. We confirm our existence through the matter existence or matter subjects. We can make a system that is dynamic and it shows something, then it's the effect of plasma or GANs. We make systems that shows alkalineness or acidity, and we say this is the property of the GANs or the property of the plasma. What is need to be understood and what it needs to be developed and what it needs to be comprehended fully by man is the existence of the energies which emitted from the man, from the center of his creation, what we call the soul of the man. Do we need proof that the fields emitted from us, from the soul of us, which comes from the matter state of physicality of us, is any different than the machines you've made? Plasma patches, maggrav systems, pens, or do we or have we at so early stages of this knowledge have drawn a line that this is as much as we want to know? We are happy with a pen and a coil and some energies and that's it. This is where most of the teaching has to come to an end. Where come to an end in a physical state of matter, but moving into the next step to understanding the emission of the fields and the interaction of the fields, and going beyond the physical state which we have accepted and we have educated ourselves over centuries and thousands of years. Not only man, but any other creature on this planet. Any other being, be it the plants, be it the fish, be it whatever. We have to start trusting, understanding, and developing the interaction of the souls, which is the inner strength of any being, which is the star, which is the center, which is the creator of the totality. In so many ways, we have to come to understand, and as I've said, what we cannot see in micro, we see in macro. What we don't see in macro, we see in micro. And then we understand how we should comprehend where and rejoice the existence of the soul of the man. So many of us, we speak about the sun, and so many of us speak about the soul of the man. So many of us speak about reaching the essence of the being. Does not matter in what state, which position in the universe. If those of you who have not understood the operation of the soul and you need a confirmation of it, even though because it's within you, it's very hard to reach. Look into the solar system. Your soul is the sun, and the radiation from this entity leads to creation of matter states of the different part of the entity. Let's say the soul interacts with its own fields, and the interaction of the fields which are outside, dominating and conditioning its size and position in the galaxy, in a given position leads to creation of the earth. Let it be the heart of the solar system. Even though the soul, which is the sun, exists, the heart still beats. Let, for example, the Venus be the kidney, or puts something else in the place of heart, with all the subsidiaries, with all the veins and the flow of the fields. In essence, the soul of this solar system has manifested itself in the form of planets and moons, confirming its existence, and in that process interacts with other stars, with other solar systems, with other galaxies inside the system of the universe. It's not that it's just the sun on the wings of Milky Way. Its existence allows the field coordination of the Milky Way, even though so small. A scratch or a little boil or little tumor in the small part of the body of the man affects the rest of the existence of the man. So is the solar system in the galaxy. And so is the galaxy in the structure of the universe. And so is the universe in the structure of the universe. We have to understand how the fields of the sun in emitting from its center leads to the creation of these organs, these conditions which we call planetary or the moons or a cosmic dust or whatever we call it. The earth will not exist where it is if it was not conditioned by the condition of the galaxy. So it has manifested itself in that condition, because the forces of the galaxy still pass through the earth, pass through the solar system, pass through the fields of the plasma of this structure. So is the rays of the universe through the body of the man. We think, and we have been brought up to think just because we have a skin, we have contained everything within and nothing goes in. Our body is nothing but the sponge of the fields which pass through the universe. We stand outside and look at shooting stars. The way the fields enter the plasma of the solar system slows down, and then in the atmosphere of the plasma of the earth reduces enough that it becomes a light to manifest itself. Traveling for billions of years in the space of universe, and it changes its condition of the matter state to energy of light we see. So it's the same inside the body of the man. If we could sit within the skin of the man, we'll see many, many shooting stars. The way the energy passes through the skin slows down, and then it releases its energy, its manifestation of creation in the universe within the manifestation of body of the man. How do we feel it? How do we react to it? This is what we have to understand in the depth of the space. What happened to the fields and the rays of the universe which passes through the soul of the man. The soul of the man is like what we call the principal matter. It's in the center. Is created to absorb certain strength fields that confirms and guarantees its existence once it's established. So in the depth of the universe, What we see within the depth of the soul of the man. For many of the knowledge seekers, this is the line which they cannot imagine they can pass and understand. But this is us, this is part of us. This is our existence. And this is the combination of the confirmation of existence of souls and the confirmation of the reduction in the strength of the souls that leads to the creation of every entity on this universe. If you stand still and think, on the planet Earth, we have a crust. We have interaction of physicalities, we have islands, oceans, land parts, and everything else. Which part of the universe are we when we look from outside of this universe on us? Are we part of the magma? Or are we part of the shell? Are we part of the structure of the inner soul of the entity? But the reality is how far, how much we can understand, and how much we would like to understand. We have to understand that the soul of the man is a sun. It radiates its fields. At a certain point in the interaction with the field of the atmosphere of this planet, creates a boundary which we call the body of the man. In that point, his life does not stop. The fields of the soul of the man still spreads across the universe. Very much like the light we see from the stars in the universe. If we could make systems that we could see the faintest lights in the universe, then we'll see the body of the man as one of these stars, because it still radiates. We see the soul of the man as one of these stars. And in different condition, in different part, according to the field, the strength of this environment, it manifests itself as the solar system we know, the galaxy we know, and the universe we know. So what we don't see in macro, we see in micro. So in so many ways, as we see the light of the star reaching us billions of years, as they say, light years away from us, it's the same with the soul of the man. It radiates, it emits its fields, and it's for us to start to become mature in not looking for the physicality of the man, but looking for the interaction of the fields of the soul of the man. In the space, we have no physicality, but we carry the soul of the man. In the teachings, as we enter into the next phases of the space technology, man has to become mature to this. It is part of understanding the totality of the creation and not being stuck with the material condition of the present time. In many teachings, you all look for the GANs. You all look for the material that you can confirm this is a CO2 or GANs of CH3 or the others. And in many of the teachings, I keep on emphasizing, look for the fields they create. What does this star emit? What does emission means? Look at the sun. It emits fields, we call it lights, when it interacts with the atmospheric condition of this planet. Stays in transition, stays in the high speed of motion, and in that position travels the span of the solar system. And those fields which are higher than the structure of the resistance in the interaction with the other fields of the universe, it travels through into the other solar system. It travels into the depth of the galaxy. The field of the soul of the man reaches the inner sanctums of the universe, as it came from and shall return to. We have to become educated to move on to the next step. And I see a lot of problem for a lot of people to go through this transition, because having a cup with a GANs in it is good enough. I'm happy with it. Those who want to go through the next step have to understand the position of the soul of the man. Have to understand how, for example, the fields of the soul of the man interaction with the other souls creates a dimension which they have never seen before. The physicality of the sun and the surface of the sun does not finish the existence of the sun. The light it emits, the rays it emits, crosses the boundaries within the shell of the solar system, and then it interacts with other solar systems that at the point of manifestation shows the structure of the soul of the planet, what we call the structure of what we call the solar system. Sun itself is a matter of physicality. The shell of the solar system is the boundary of the soul of the planet, the whole of the what we call the star. Every entity has two dimensions, and in different fields and different strength interaction, it shows one of its attributes. It's very much like a rainbow, at different strength, different colors. The interaction of the light does not stop at one line of the rainbow, but different strength of it creates different colors of the rainbow. So is the soul of the man. The earth is the physicality. The interaction of different field, the strength of the atmosphere of itself creates different line of boundaries, what we call the rainbows, different colors. So is the soul of the man. So is the sun. So is what we call in reality we see but we don't understand fully, very much like the ring of Saturn. Every field interaction creates a boundary of the fields without the matter condition, but the field condition. So is the soul of the man. In interaction with the physical condition of the fields of the planet, we have created the physicality of the body of the man. But the soul of the man and his fields goes beyond this shell of the skin. How do we detect the rest of it? How do we watch the rest of these fields interact with other souls? With other fields? Do I become purple next to another soul and I become very much yellow with another soul? What does yellow mean? Is it further or is it closer to me? Is it of the hate or is it of the love? Can I bring it closer to become purple? That to me is safety. I allow so much space closer. We have to understand, we have to expand understanding of the operation of the soul of the man. And every tool to confirm the confirmation is within the reach of the man. We know, but we have never understood. Many people speak and show and they say, this is the magnetic field. Some people call it aura, but is the aura of the man finishes within a few inches or centimeters from the body of the man? Is that the interaction of the soul of the cells of the man with the atmosphere? But the soul of the man, which is within the brain of the man, has its own rainbow within the condition of atmosphere of this planet and within the solar system. Does the rainbow confirm the existence of the planet in its physical state, or does it state the fields of the planet in interaction with the fields of other matter state strength within the boundary of the field of the planet? How come we see it and it's not there? It's elusive, but we We observe it, and to us it's so real. Planet Earth is kilometers away, but the fields stand in different shape of colors in the atmosphere of the Earth. And in reality, beyond Earth, we'll see rings of different strength. It's the property of the different field strength which create different color atmosphere in the universe. What color means the distance coverage from the soul. What color means the position of the environment in that respect. Then we understand the reality about the soul of the man. This is the step which we have to take. Everyone has been shied away from talking about the soul, which means we never understood our own creation. Now we understand we have to study it. We have to become mature in understanding it, that allows us with this maturity to enter into the space of the universe. Without it, man shall fail in the space. This is what all these teachings are about. We are maturing to the next step, to the next level, irrespective of what the physical matter state demands. Those who mature to the reality of the creation and search for understanding the totality have to look into the field of the soul of the man's interaction with the rest of the universe. Then they will see the depth of the universe, they understand the operation of the universe, they understand their position, and in respect to and as a process of the function of their own soul. Man many times has been brought to this point and is shied away from it. This time there is no shyness. This time the human race and the rest of the beings on this planet will reach the point of maturity to understand the totality. In the process of interaction of the souls, how do we interact? In the process of interaction of the souls, how do we identify and position ourselves in respect to another soul? We have become very familiar with physical interaction. We stand in a crowd and we make sure nobody touches us. This is the boundary of our physicality. But have you ever thought for a second, my soul is crossing his physicality, her physicality, and the guy next to him or her and the guy beyond, because the physicality of the matter state is me in this position, but my soul expands a whole lot. How do we want to understand? How do we mature to understand that when one soul is existing amongst the other souls and the physicality misconducts, how does the other souls which are within it don't need to feel the physical misconduct, but see it through the fields of the strength of the body of the man, through the soul of the man? Nothing is hidden from the soul of the man. And those who become wise to it will understand the totality. And this is the purpose of the teachings, to allow you to understand that the existence of your physicality does not finish with the boundary of the skin of the man. You stand in a bus with your child separated from you 3 or 4 other person apart. You see through your eyes, you communicate through your eyes with the child, but there are people in between. Your soul does not jump to the child, it goes through the soul of the between people. because it interacts with them. This is the reality of the existence. And in that process, you reach your child's emotion or the soul, that it confirms to you, I'm okay, I'm here, doesn't matter, we are apart. But in that process, the people in between, through the energy of the soul of the man, have come in touch with you. They become part of you, because in that process, not only you have reached your child, but you have gone through the soul of the two in between. So once the man understands this, the color of the man does not exist. Doesn't matter one is black and one is Chinese. Doesn't matter if it's a male or a female. Doesn't matter, there is a dog in between. The soul of the man is color blind. And this is what we have to understand. The soul of the man is religious blind, because he knows his conduct does not need a prophet. The soul of the man is transparent, because the others give and take from it, even the child is 2 space apart. The sooner we learn this, the less we spend on arms, and the less we spend on wasted time for man to destroy his own physicality, as the soul which is in between needs maturing. It needs understanding. It needs the space gap of the two in between is the prejudice of man in respect to his own soul. We have to mature. We have to look as many ways as we can to educate ourselves. There are no universities of the teaching. We have no professors in the soul of the man. We prophesize none, but we understand the totality, because we do not need to. We have to understand the soul is the operator of the totality, even the physical body of the man and the need of the physicality. If you mature to the point of understanding, I mature you to the next step. Stand still for a second and understand. If the soul of the man is so powerful that it leads to the creation of the man, why does the soul of the man needs to be fed from outside the body of the man? Do we need to kill, to consume, to confirm the existence? Or do we mature to the next level, that if the soul of the man is the sun, it can feed the physicality internally? Those who mature to this step, they enter the kingdom of creation. This is what we have to move on to. This is the next step of the teaching to understand. We use ganses to feed ourselves. We use meager matter states to feed the totality of the soul of the man, where the soul of the man has created such a beautiful entity called the body of the man. And once we learn the process of absorption from the fields through our soul, we can feed this body of the man through his soul without consumption of any, without killing any. This is the next step that we have to mature into. If the soul of the man has created every organ to confirm its existence in physical dimension, if we can absorb the energy of the universe through our soul, through the soul of every cell, we do not need to consume. Or is consumption of the physicality confirmation of the weakness in the structure of the soul of the man, that needs to confirm to the others in his environment, I exist and I dominate? Do we need to go through this phase? Or we come to understand, once we comprehend the true essence of the creation, then we become true man of space. As our soul receives what it needs from its environment, and in turn feeds the physicality of the body of the man in any dimension, in any space of time, in any points in the universe. Many of the physicians have started talking in their teachings about the soul and the evolution of the soul and seeing the changes. But the physician, true physician of the man, is the soul of the man. This is what we have to mature into, to understand, as this soul has led to the creation of my physicality, I can go back to feed the physicality without killing another entity, without destroying another life, another soul. For many of you, accepting the soul to be the inner being of your existence is a big dilemma. Now you have to move to the next step, that you can feed the physicality of the man through the soul of the man. Then there shall be no war, there shall be no killing, because this way man receives everything he needs according to the wishes of the soul of the man. This is the next step of maturity to understand. Many of the knowledge seekers created the ganses of the water that they don't eat, but they only drink the water. Some of the people have gone even a step further by sleeping within the fields of the ganses. They see they've been fed, but now go a step further. Look at the reality and understand how much has not been understood. That I am the creator. I feed the body. I led to the creation of this physicality in the atmosphere of this planet, so I can feed it too. In so many ways, in the past teachings, the Prophet of the past speak about pray, which means feeding your own soul, banking in the central bank, which is the soul of the man. In so many ways, in some of the teachings I have explained, when you pray, it's like the planet Earth, which was created in the boundary from the interaction of the fields of the sun, and then it's collected and the Earth returns back to the sun. What it released, it banked, it became a matter state of the Earth, and then in time will return to it. Because if it doesn't, it guarantees no existence, because then it's be lost into the space of the universe, and it'll become the energy of the other entities of the soul of the other solar systems and the galaxies. Move into the final destination, and then you understand more that the body of the man does not need to be fed, but it receives what it needs, and then through its structure feeds its organs, feeds itself, that it become independent of others, and then you become humble as any creator. This is what we target and we teach from now on, because in the deep space You understand that you absorb the energy from the universe within the soul of the man, and in interaction with this environment of the matter states or field states of the position you are in, you manifest yourself, but you feed yourself. You do not need to wait for the water, that I might die if there is no water in this planet, or I need food, I have to look for a cow or a beef or whatever in planet Zeus. As you feed yourself through the energy of the soul of the man. Then one will understand. Then the maturity of the soul should appear. This is the steps which we have to go to. This is the way we mature to become the man of space. Without the spaceship, without the shackles to the planet Earth, without shackle to the garments that we have to manifest ourselves in. Our teaching has to be understood as the totality of the need of the soul of the man, not need of the physicality of the man. How many of us teach our children to look into their soul, to look into the conduct of their emotion in respect to the others, to be vigilant in the energies which emitted from them in respect to the others? Many of you have made many bottles and you put it next to something or you rotate it and says it creates such a condition. How many of you have stood in a crowd and emit from your soul to the other souls and see how the whole environment changes? If a small amount of water of a gas can affect a huge body of the man, can you imagine what a container of 50, 60, 100 kilograms of the gans of the soul, body of the man will interact with the others? Now, convert that into the soul of the man. One soul can change the totality, but the rest have to be ready to accept, to receive. It cannot be forced. When you stand outside at night in a clear sky, if you have the wisdom of the light of the universe, you see cloud traces, which is the field traces going from one to another, spanning the sky. And we say there is no cloud, but why there is a cloud of field? These are like channels, these are like rivers, what we see on this planet. This is the reality of what we need to exist. This is what we stand for. This is what we have to confirm. Once we look at the rivers of this ocean, of this planet, these are the rivers of the universe. Field transfers from one to another. We become wise where to drink from the waters of the fields of the universe. We become wise in how to tap to these transfer of energies across the universe. In the time of the maturity of the man, very much as you go to the river to drink, you go to the rivers of the fields of the universe to take from what you're short of, what you need. You tap into, and at the same time you put what you don't need back into the river. The reality of life is not just understanding the physicality, but understanding the totality. We have to become mature, and the sooner we mature, the faster we grow to understand the reality of the existence. This is the process that we have been shown the path, but we never understood. I made man in the image of myself. So I can feed the man through what I've created too. Those of you who were looking for food to take into space, that you guarantee your existence, now you have become timeless, limitless source of life, but through the soul of the man. It is important for us to mature to this phase of teachings, because from now on, those of you who are still entangled with others will be there, because you have to understand that those who come new, who come to understand, need teachers to understand the basic of the nano and the GANs and the rest. And those who understand the process of the nano and the GANs then move on to the next step, and those who taught them have already moved up to the other step. So this is a continuation of flow of the teaching till the totality come to understand. It's not that you just work with the nano and the GANs. Now start interaction of the fields. Understand, don't look at just the water which I use CO2, it does this. Understand that is my body, my soul who's got to accept that energy. It cannot force itself on me. So I am a feeder, because if I don't give to that CO2 GANs inside the bottle, it cannot give me what I need. So I am the essence of the creation. I create the condition of receiving, not what is in the bottle. And this is what most of you have made a mistake in understanding. Because man is so physical that he looks at the small bottle, but he doesn't look at the jug. If we mature in this process, and the faster we mature in this process, the easier the whole teaching becomes. But we had to understand all the phases of it, and then that plasma unit power energy you're looking for sits within the soul of the man. It'll give you light, it'll give you heat, it'll give you food, and then one point which you all have missed, maybe it's time to open up. You are all of you have been waiting for the voices system. The voices system of the man is the soul of the man. This is what you have missed. And by teaching and understanding, we're bringing man to the voices. The heaven, the promised heaven, is the point when the man understands the existence and the true operation of the soul of itself. The gates of heaven are the knowledge of the operation, and heaven is operating through the correct conduct. As I've always said, we teach in many languages, but we teach in the language of the soul of the man. Depends if you're on the orange band of the rainbow, or the purple, or the blue, or the green, or any other color. The color of the environment, it shows the maturity of understanding of the totality. The one outside is more of the environment. The one inside is more of the soul. Man has to mature to this point. And once you mature, then you don't look for the physicality of the bottom. You look for the fields. You feel the fields. You don't need to touch the field. Then in so many ways, every soul becomes the physician of itself. The desire of itself, how to manifest itself at any point in the universe, that it fits the environment that he would like to manifest itself. We have to understand the totality of the existence. And in so many ways, in a small ways, step by step, over 194 teachings, I have brought you to this point. The whole understanding of all the teachings has not been to make ganses, but it's been to show the strength of the field, that it leads you to the soul of the man. By understanding the fields which has been created, which has led to the creation of the soul. Replace your soul with the sun. And then look at the game the sun plays on its own within its internal structure of planetary. And then look at the structure of the soul, which is the sun, in the environment of the galaxy. Then you see the operation of your own soul. I am the sun, and the sun is creator of the light. This is what these teachings are about, and this is what, the faster the human race moves in this direction, the faster we achieve peace. Because then the physicality is irrelevant, where we compete to be a more shining star, and we try not to be in the lines of the other, but the ones closer to the color of the soul we want to be. The beauty of it is, once the souls start achieving this point, they amalgamate and they become one soul. Don't forget, the creation of your soul came from the mother, which is the creation of the sun, which itself came from the creation of the soul of the galaxy and the creation of the soul of the universe. The teaching is not about a patch, a magnet system. The teaching is about understanding the field interaction. The Maghreb system is the energy of the soul of the man, and the patch is confirmation of the boundary of his physicality. You cannot put a patch if there is no physicality. There are no factories, there are no universities, there are no restaurants, and surely there are no temples and churches in the universe. Those who mature to understand, they decide in what shape and color they would like to manifest themselves in the spans of the universe. Then, in one rainbow you are black, and in one rainbow you are white, and in another rainbow you are purple and orange and pink. The color of the skin of the man is deception to the existence of the soul of the man. As the soul confirms its existence according to the physicality of the environment. In maturing to understand the operation of the soul, we mature to understand the operation of the whole physicality, as it's so low that it's not worth being entangled with. It is so much energy consuming that is the part is there, but it's nothing to do with my operation. You start ignoring the physical body and you work through the fields which are beyond the physicality, which is emitted by the soul of yourself. This is the maturity of time. Where you understand there is a containment for holding the soul, for it to be that it can emit and radiate, but the true life goes beyond the physicality, the fields which pass the boundary of the physical body of the man. Now many of you start making machines to detect souls and the color of the souls, where you were happy with the systems, with the aura of the man. You don't look for reduction in the strength, you look for the beauty of the colors of the soul, in respect to interaction with other fields of the universe. Be it another man, be it another being another position and condition in the universe that allows your soul and the decision of itself to manifest itself. There is no need for soul searching. There is a need for understanding the soul, its operation, its existence. In the past times it's been kept so away from the man that man could not believe that he is in power and in possession of such a powerful essence of creation, that he has demised himself to the condition of physicality. Do I need to make love in the physical body to enjoy and give pleasure to another physicality, or can I make love through the essence of the soul of the man with another soul? Which means giving unconditionally, and then you become lover of life, you become the creator, you become the God. As the creator gave unconditionally by loving. Man has become so physical that even the giving needs a physical tangibility for it to confirm that I've given, where all he needs to know is, I give unconditionally. I don't need for another soul in condition of physicality to confirm my existence that I can give. In many research teams, I keep on confirming to them, stop looking at the ganses, start looking at the fields of ganses. Until our own wise men in the foundation, in the research sections, don't understand this, we are still entangled in the dimension of physicality. Go back to the teachings of past years. I speak about creation of a spaceship that is made by one, and the creation that you are in control. That the pilot, through his soul, controls the condition of the spaceship. Now you understand the riddle. Now you understand the mystery in the words. The captain is the soul of the man, and the spaceship is the dimension which the soul decides to manifest itself. The teaching in its process, it becomes so mature that many of you will leave the foundation because it's too much to understand. I came here for a gans for my cancer, but I didn't know that I can change the cancer with my own soul, with my own emotion, myself. There is no need for physician, as I am the physician of myself. I have created the heart. I can repair the heart if I need to. Or have I become paralyzed in helping myself? We talk about global warming, we talk about interaction of chemtrails on our body. But stand still and look inside. What global warming you have created through the interaction of your souls with others, and what chemtrails has your soul has left, endangering the others. Man has to mature to understand the operation of his soul, the existence of his soul, the control of the what is the creation of itself in physical matter from the soul. Then man shall not kill. Then man shall not destroy. Then the promised peace will come. Because you are at peace with the soul of yourself, not with the stealing from the others in the dimension of physicality as food, love and everything else. Wisdom of the soul is beyond comprehension of no one. Maturity of understanding the operation of the soul is, as I've always said, depends on the openness and the maturity of the physical condition of the man in accepting his own conduct to be the condition of the creation. Today's knowledge goes back to the root of the creation, to the essence of man's creation, the universe, the galaxies, and everything else. We got to mature to the next step, to the next condition. We got to mature in understanding the totality of the teaching of this morning. Then we have entered the promised land, which is the freedom of the soul of the man. Then we understand that point of essence of being correct has been achieved, because now we are in charge. Now we are the radiator of the field, and we are here to give and not to take. And now we have matured to the essence of the creation. Then there is no need for a spaceship, then there is no need for the ganses and the matter state. As through that you can understand what you need, you can create. The dimension of physicality will have no meaning, and the creator and condition of holding power has no meaning, as I can create as much as you can. So there is no power, because it's everything equal. The end of kingship. As the king was the one who was stealing from the others to give when he suited him, that I create a condition to hold you under my control of physicality. Now everyone has the same. The end of kingship. The end of being a master, as we are all master of our own souls. Today's teaching we stop today, because what I've taught this morning needs a man to understand for thousands of years. Now look inside, look within, and understand your own soul. Understand how you have created such a beautiful being, you have forgot to feed it. That it has brought you to steal, to kill, that you can feed meager amounts, but itself is the center of the universe. Then you'll join the soul of the creator, as you become part of the creation. Try not to put it as a somewhere I do not know. Try to go in public, stand somewhere, and see how your emotion, your feels can change things. Then you become that little bottle of CO2 which changes the human body condition of so immense mass. If 1 milliliter of CO2 or others can change the pain in the huge body of the man or the cancer, you become that vase and change the cancer of war in this planet. You were looking to see the effect of little amount of gas waters you created, but you forgot you are 60 kilograms of it. Every cell in your body, every gram of the mass of the man's body is in gas state. And the beauty of it is that it's made of the man between you and the other woman between you and the dog in between and your child. Try to radiate from your soul and the peace will come. Try to understand the operation of your soul and you travel the span of the universe in zero time. Try to understand the operation of your soul. You shall need no heating and no lighting, because what do we have the light? To see the vision of the environment. Now you see through your soul. You enjoy the beauty of a tree, of an animal, of another man or a woman, or even a stone, because then you see the totality. This is what these teachings are about. We are not talking about prophecy. We are not talking about theology. Now you have to understand and deal with a fact, which is your own soul, which is the creator of you. And now you understand you don't need to feed from the outside, but you can feed the way you fed the creation to become you from inside. This way you take what it needs from the environment and you give back to the environment of the other souls what you have available to give. But don't forget one thing. The more you give, the more you receive. You have one soul center, but you have many little souls which create every cell of the man. In the coming time, we will not look how the solar system looks. We look at the sun inside it. We will not look how a man looks, but we look at the soul of the man. This is the true point of understanding. This is where I have worked so long to bring you to. And very few of you will understand at this moment of time. Because now you have to accept the responsibility that it's me, it's my soul, and it's me who has created. Do I need a Magrav system? As I can create as energy as I like because I carry the sun within me. Admission of the wealth becomes the wisdom of the man. The wealth of the existence within the soul that it needs nothing else but itself to confirm, to give, that by giving it might receive that those the others don't have, that or don't want, that allows them to exist. Our soul in reality has to become to take from the others what they don't need, that in what they don't need doesn't clog up their system that they can receive to exist. This is the purpose of the life. I'm here to serve, I'm here to clean out, that you can receive more from me, that by me taking what you don't need allows you to exist the same as what is done to me. This is the true essence of creation. And if you look, there are many who exist and have a lot to give out because they want to live. Then you receive more than you give, but you give us a higher strength that they can give to their soul. Then the physicality becomes irrelevant. Then you can live in any dimension, in any space in the universe. Because you forgot one thing. I have created a man in the image of myself, which is man always looked at his physicality. And one thing you forgot, if I have created such a beauty, which is the physicality of the man, I can feed it too. I can satisfy all his needs through the soul. Then, do we need to frog ourselves? Do we need to destroy the environment? Do we need to kill another being just to confirm that we can just breathe a little bit for the physicality? We have to change the position. In trusting in, now we understand, we entrust that we will not do anything wrong because we take and give what we need, and we give unconditionally that the others take from what they need, that we confirm they exist, that our existence, we can clean up their house in a way that they exist, and by cleaning out, I exist because I confirm their existence through their souls. Maybe the teaching of today is the conclusion of the teachings, but it needs the man of wisdom to understand. Maybe we have completed the full circle, where we started with the matter into the nano, separating it from compactness to a gans of free, and now the radiation of it, that it become radiation to create, be the feeder of the soul. Now the soul starts creating the matter at the point of its creation if it needs be. That through it can feed itself to confirm its existence in its own dimension, or in interaction with other souls and other fields of the existence in the universe. I have brought man to the heaven, and now it's for the man to open the gate. Thank you very much for teaching today. And I'll leave it at this point, because it takes a lot for man to understand. Thank you very much, Rick.
As you wish, Mr. Keshe. Thank you very much for today, and for all of the Knowledge Seekers workshops and all of the amazing work you've done forever.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that brings to a close the 194th Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, October 19th, 2017. And as always, thank you everybody for attending. Okay, we'll end the live stream and we'll end our Zoom call shortly after.
I don't think it's closed. I think it just began.
And perhaps it's just begun, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jalal. Okay.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Mr. Keshe.